Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and praise Nuffle, it's finally time for Blood Bowl 3, a game that I've been waiting for a long time now. We've covered this on the channel via other betas, but the release is finally happening on the 23rd of this month. A big thank you to the developers for the key, and this is going to be a very large video, guys, just to let you know you might want to get some snacks, because we're going to talk about the features of the game, we're going to talk about all the usual stuff before matches and all that type of stuff, and then we're going to go through a full match. I'm going to give you my honest impressions. This is not a review, but more a first impressions. And if you like what you see with this content, I would be more than happy to make more videos on Blood Bowl 3 because, yeah, I really do like the Blood Bowl series. It's not just the video games, but the tabletop has a close place in my heart. Now, before anything, I'm using an offline account because, yes, there is a single-player campaign, and you can play offline if you so wish, and you don't want to play against other people, but the nature of this game is usually focusing around playing other players. Mind you, the AI is not too bad and actually does make some good decisions. And it is important to note that online and offline play are like having two different accounts. When you're unlocking stuff and so on, if you're getting that through multiplayer, you won't get that in single player until you unlock it in single player, which I think is a bit of a shame. I feel like that should be mixed up, but I guess that kind of makes a lot of sense because you could play against the AI, which is obviously not going to be as good as other players, and there could be ways to potentially cheese that. But either way, we can start off with a single player stuff because I don't think that the servers are up yet. The servers will probably go live tomorrow, where some people who have pre-ordered will be able to get early access 48 hours in advance. But yeah, there's hot seat campaigns, which I think is really cool. You don't see that a lot nowadays in more modern games, or the usual play against the AI. You're going to be getting a lot of interesting things happening here, especially when it comes to creating a team, which I think is the biggest strength as, you know, it's a Warhammer game, and Warhammer games, especially tabletop, allow you to have a little bit of originality and just kind of add some things and have a little bit of fun with this. So we're going to make a team, and it's going to be focused on just going through that, right? So there's a lot of different factions that you can play. There's 12 in total, I believe. And yeah, it's not all of the factions that are available in the Blood Bowl universe, but I imagine that DLC and stuff is going to happen in the future, which is perfectly fine for me, as I am perfectly fine with a DLC team, as long as it plays a little bit differently and has extra stuff for the game in general. But there's a lot of teams to choose from, and you can find out how difficult they are to master and so on. So yeah, you can press F and get a few more details. The idea is finding something that is your playstyle. I normally favored orcs when I used to play, so this is something that I'm going to be showcasing more on orcs. But you've got Skaven, you've got Nurgle. The Nurgle stuff even has the Pestigors, which is a relatively new model too. It's actually kind of cool to see. But yeah, 12 different teams. This means that even if you're playing online, it's very likely that you will see another team until people find out an obvious meta, and then most people will be playing that, and then that'll have to get nerfed, blah. But yeah, they look cool. I think animation-wise, they look freaking awesome. All the teams are pretty good. I've only been playing for a few hours at this point because I haven't had the game that long. 6 hours in total by the time of doing this first impressions video, which is why this is an impressions and not a review. But yeah, it's kind of cool to have so many different options, and the options get a little bit more stylized when you actually pick a team, because once you do that, you can either manual it or you can do balanced, right? And manual is when you decide what you want in your team. You've got a certain amount of money, right? It's always $1 million at the very beginning when you're forming a new team, and that for the orcs here, you can see these are the standard orcs, not the black orc team. You can decide if you want an apothecary, some cheerleaders, assistant coaches, dedicated fans, re-rolling. There's extra stuff that's going to help you in game, but then you're going to have to decide if you want some trolls, throwers, linebackmen, blitzers, goblins, big unblockers. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to go with a balanced team, but definitely having the options, especially if you're a person who's already used to Blood Bowl, if you've played Blood Bowl 2, or if you've played Blood Bowl on the tabletop, you'll be very much at home here, which is obviously a very good thing with these types of games, as you want familiarity, but still something new and fresh. And I can feel it already with the game. I already feel it's very similar, which is not a bad thing, it's actually a very good thing. But it's a little bit updated. The games do feel a little bit faster too, but we'll get to that when we actually cover a game here, which is going to be like 30 minutes, I think, near the end of the video. Now, one thing that I just instantly like about this game is that it's very customizable. So you can see, like, you can change around a lot of stuff, and some stuff you have to unlock as you progress through the campaign and stuff. But that's understandable because, well, you know, this is how these types of games work. But when it comes to like paint jobs and stuff, you can change around patterns, you can change around emblems, you can have up to 3 main colors. So you've got the main color, secondary color, and then the trim. So you can pretty much try and make your Blood Bowl team from the tabletop if you so wish. There's loads of options. I believe like a grand majority of the actual paints from Games Workshop are there, because if you'll notice the paints, the names themselves are after the GW line, which is something that a lot of companies should do a little bit more often rather than just going red, blue, dark red, whatever, because it kind of ties into the fact that this is a Games Workshop game. But yeah, I'm making some absolute abomination right now. This is not going to be the paint job that I'm going to be using, because I would not be able to stomach this for too long. But yeah, it's super, super cool. And I love the army painter thing. This is so important to me in Warhammer games. An army painter is just freaking amazing. And it just gets even better when you start looking at, let's say, for example, the cheerleaders and so on. At the beginning, you only start off with a human one, which is a shame. I haven't seen if the green-skinned cheerleaders from Blood Bowl 2 are back. I really hope they are, because, I mean, that was the best part about Blood Bowl 2. But yeah, loads of things like changing around your coach and so on. And yes, I know a lot of people who've played the Blood Bowl series would be a lot of these things is already there from previous games. But keep in mind, there are a lot of players who would be getting interested into this game who haven't played the previous games. So yeah, just so much to customize around. I just really, really like this because, man, it's cool, man. This stuff, it just gives you that tabletop vibe, and I think it's just really, really important, especially for just a Warhammer game. It's just really, really important. Yeah, you can clearly see there's going to be a bunch of stuff that you're going to be able to unlock, which is going to take a while. I haven't unlocked anything just yet as far as I'm aware, but I'm mostly just playing and having fun. I must admit that I'm just kind of like really enjoying the time right now. It's one of these rare times where I can sit down and actually have fun with a game because I'm not working on something else. Right, so I picked the balance team, which in all honesty isn't too bad. Yeah, like I kind of like the setting, I like the stats, I like basically everything that's been picked. And overall, this might be the team that I might end up playing with in my own time. Any potential videos and streams in the future might be another team because it's going to be something more consistent. I really do feel like this is going to be some content that I might do on a semi-regular basis because, yeah, I'm actually kind of enjoying myself with this game. So, yeah, didn't think I was going to enjoy it too much, but hey, surprises are always good. Also, one thing that you will want to kind of get used to is formations. You can just pre-plan formations so it's not just a random thing. Now, this is something that, you know, you're going to have to kind of get used to, but it really does help just to plan ahead on what you want to do. The basic one is perfectly fine, don't get me wrong, but just in case you're playing with different teams, some of them will require different formations depending on how you yourself play. But yeah, we're going to jump into the campaign now, and we're going to go over through a full match. We're going to talk about the early stuff prior to a campaign, but before anything,
tired of getting trampled? Dreaming of the big guy silhouette? Run faster, you runts! I'm Varagool. And I'm Lord Borak. We at Oculus have developed a personalised training program for weak scumbags like you. You'll be out there crushing orcs in only 4 weeks. Join Fitness Club Oculus and finally become the big guy of the match.
Sorry, I had to, but there's these little commercial breaks in the game, and they are just absolutely wonderful. It's stupid humor, but it's Warhammer humor, and I'm all for it. The more of them I see, the more I just laugh and smile. Like, they get genuine laughs off me, and I feel like that's something really... It's just Blood Bowl, right? It is so good, Blood Bowl. Anyways, so the campaign kind of works as a section of leagues, and you have to just kind of go in through there. You'll see all the different types of rules there. So, you know, it's a status created, it's the format, here's a knockout, there's 7 to 8 teams, 7 AI, 1 player, simple match, no ties, rounds, there's 3, so, you know, best of 3, competitive, admission free, limited team value. It's pretty cool, honestly. It's honestly really, really cool. The system is awesome. You get all the details there, so you know who you'll be playing against in the rankings. There's a human orc team, black orc team, dark elf, chaos chosen, old world alliance, and Skaven. You're not going to be placing them all because obviously this is a knockout tournament, but it's actually pretty interesting. I really like this format. I think this is absolutely awesome. I'm going to let the intro of the match play out with anything with cinematics like that because they're just really, really cool. So we're going to start the match now, and I'm going to let you just see the intro to the actual everything, right? Just setting the scene for the actual match.
If you're looking for a reliable coach, then you'd better look elsewhere than Kiroth Krakeneye.
He claims that he sailed all the seas of the old world, enslaving, raiding, and winning Blood Bowl games.
All we know for sure is that he came back with that strange squid mask, and he owns an impressive fleet. His ability to lead or enslave should not be taken lightly.
This competition is sponsored by Corsair Cruise, the company that takes all of its clients for a ride, whether they like it or not.
Bright sun will make passing and catching even harder.
There's so much to this game, and I actually find it really charming. Like, for example, here there is a pre-match screen where here you can get some extra bonuses, like say, for example, some cheerleaders, extra apothecaries. It does really help, some more rerolls. You can either get some star players too, or you can even get some mercenaries. It very much depends on what you actually want before your game starts. And yeah, you've got a certain amount of cash here, so don't expect to be able to go too into it. You can, if, for example, you have a lot of extra money in your treasury, also use that, but I wouldn't really do that, in all honesty, because you don't want to dry up your coffers way too soon, especially if you might want to buy some other players too, right? But anyways, I've been ranting and raving enough as it is. Let's actually jump into a game. It does take a while to get there. Alright, so we're actually in a game of Blood Bowl now, and the video is still very long, as you can see, because there's a lot that actually happens in the game. I'd say that a full match lasts around, I want to say around 30 to 35 minutes, depending on how quick you are. And yeah, there's a lot to go through. Keep in mind that obviously there's like 2 complete rounds, each round is 8. They can go a little bit faster depending on how you play and all that. But I'm playing against the Skaven, and early on it's them throwing the ball because they won the coin course and they choose that because the AI can choose who goes first, who's the kicker, and just who's the receiving faction at the very beginning, who's the offensive and defensive. Or if you win the toss, then you can decide. It's very much on how you prefer. I'm quite the aggressive player with my orcs. I've really, really enjoyed this so far. But we're going to talk about gameplay. We're going to talk about everything as far as I've seen. And then afterwards, I'm just going to let the game play so you can hear the sounds and all that type of stuff. Yeah, AI is alright from what I've played. I've not played against any other players just yet. I don't really know too many other creators who do have access to it at the moment, mostly because obviously these types of things, it's just give the key and not tell you too much. But yeah, the AI is fine. What I do find is that they are a little bit slow when it comes to certain events when they're picking certain options. It can take a while and it does lag a little bit, not in the term of actual physical lag, but just slowness. I'm not too sure if that's intended. Obviously, it's very important to keep in mind here that it's very likely that I'm on a pre-release build, not the final product, because usually game companies do that. Creators tend to be on an older build rather than the release build, as that way the developers can fix any last second issues, all that type of stuff. And I have noticed an issue, the issue being I do get a few crashes. For the 6 hours I played, I did have around 3 crashes, I believe, and that's not even crash the desktop, it's just the game becomes unresponsive. I've reported that myself to developers as soon as I started playing, and I started noticing that. So hopefully that gets fixed, but like I said, it's something that I'm on an older build most likely. It's not been confirmed, but it's usually like 9 out of 10 times it's that. So I'm going to wait until it gets a little closer to see before I can make a final verdict. Other than that, the game feels very good. I haven't really noticed any big graphical issues. Sometimes it might take a second or two just to get all the textures fully loaded up to HD quality. I've only really noticed that like 2-3 times, and even then it's only when it's like really superimposed on a specific character. That could either be my rig or it's just something with the game at the moment, but it doesn't really take too long. It's like something that you're kind of used to in Skyrim, but even faster than that. You saw that the loading time was insanely fast. It could also be the fact that I'm playing on a 4K monitor, which is generally not the best for gaming, but I like a large monitor because, well, you know, I like to see stuff better. Yeah, no big issues when I'm playing on a 4K monitor as far as I've seen too, so generally I'm pretty happy with how everything's been going. The game is going to be very similar to what you've played before. If you've played Blood Bowl before, tabletop, or even just, you know, the Blood Bowl games, you're pretty much sorted. It's honestly very, very enjoyable from what I've been seeing. Again, this is not a review, this is a first impressions video, but I've been having fun. This is definitely something that I'd like to play more. I'd like to do on streams, maybe do a little bit of a Blood Bowl League on the Discord. It might be kind of fun. But yeah, if you're new to this type of series, don't you worry. I played through the tutorial and I actually found the tutorial very, very good. It's one of these things where you aren't sure if it's actually going to be decent enough, but it does teach you all the ins and outs. I'm not a good player for these types of games. I'm definitely not a good player. You guys, if you remember the stream I did back when I used to stream on YouTube when there was a public beta, yeah, like I fumbled hard. But yeah, I played through the tutorial, I got more used to the mechanics in-game, and yeah, I was having a lot of fun. I feel like the Orc faction here is going to do me a lot of good, like previous times in different games. The Skaven faction, which I played against, is very, very quick, so you have to be thinking on your toes. A game like this, you have to think just like in the tabletop, right? Either you're playing Blood Bowl on the tabletop, Necromunda, Age of Sigmar, 40k, whatever. You always have to try and think 2 steps ahead. If I'm going to do this, he's going to do that type of thing. And yeah, it definitely works out quite well. Making sure that all the enemies that are going to be causing too much of an issue, the carrier or just in general, all the other ones, bog them down, hold them down, try to do some damage, knock them out, KO them, kill them if possible, injure them. There's so much when it comes to this game, and I feel like that's a really, really good thing, because you definitely have a lot of fun with it. The matches can feel a little long, 30 to 35 minutes is a decent amount of time, but if you're mid-league, after you do the match, you can just go offline and then you can resume once you start your next session whenever you have time to play again, so don't you worry. I feel like time investment is a thing here. Maybe it's because I was being a bit slow, maybe some of the players would be a bit faster, but I'd say on average, with a faster player, maybe 20 to 30 minutes. That could be the best medium for this type of game. Which is in all honesty fine, because, I mean, a tabletop match of Warhammer is like, what, 2 hours? So 30 minutes, not that really a long time. If you're doing knockout tournaments with friends and stuff, yeah, you won't really notice that time. It'll go by pretty quickly and you're just having fun. Hell, even playing against the AI I found was quite enjoyable. I did get a little angry every now and then, but that was more of a case of the Skaven just being very slippery, so I had to, you know, think ahead, but think how an AI would process it, which was kind of difficult to guess. But yeah, you can see the gameplay is fairly fluid. You can see the fact that the animations are fantastic. It just feels like a Blood Bowl game, which is exactly what they're going for, and it's exactly what we, the fan base, wanted. So far so good, really. So far so freaking good. I'm hoping that this gets a lot of attention. Yes, the devs are actually very, very good with this game, and the previous games that they had. I wouldn't mind some DLC in the future for extra teams and stuff. Obviously, making sure that everything is perfectly fine come release build, and then focusing on the rest. But yeah, I'm content. This is definitely a game that I'll easily put in few hundred hours without too much of a problem, because I'm actually really enjoying myself. I mean, I put 6 hours in already, and I would place more, but it's actually very, very late at night right now, and I do need to get some sleep. But definitely, if I can come back to streaming this week or next week, we will do a few sessions of this. I'm honestly really, really enjoying myself. I wonder what you guys think. Obviously, I know a lot of you guys that know me through this channel, know me through Total War or some lore videos and stuff. But this is Warhammer Fantasy. This is Warhammer Fantasy. This is actually just an alternate timeline where the war stops so they can play a game of fantasy football. Well, fantasy rugby, because we're British and football is, you know, with feet. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let's start with a discussion. I'll let the rest of this play out, which is a long video. Yeah, like there's a lot of time in this video. You can see a full match, start to finish. There's a little bit of a cut, which is pretty much when the second half started, to just the actual proper start of the second half, as I had to pause the game so I could go get a drink. It's not because of a crash or anything, because if the game crashes, you have to restart the match, which kind of sucks, but understandably, these types of things, it's kind of like when FIFA crashes and stuff. So yeah, not that I would know, I haven't played FIFA since 2002? Anyways, have fun, let me know what you guys think, and the rest of the match we'll be playing, you can hear all the sounds to it, you can enjoy all the weird noises that the orcs make, and just in generally some really good commentary. You might remember from the beta that the commentary was just very repetitive. There's a lot more now. Yeah guys, have a nice day, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.
Krakeneye has said that all his foes are treated unequally badly.
Never trust an elf who starts talking about equality. Krakeneye's the worst liar in the old world.
That player's a little short. Oh no, my mistake. He's on the ground. The domino effect in
Too easy.
It looks like rat stew on the menu tonight. Tackle or a bad dodge? Touchdown! The crowd goes wild. not a figure of speech. They are going utterly wild. Very easy. Save yourselves! And the apoth wanders in. Wow, they took advantage, but it did not last. Competition is rough on that field today. And the apoth wanders in. I've always been a fan of it. They sell a rather fetching line of t-shirts.
Focus on the ball is against the spirit of the game. Give me more random violence.
The fans seem very rabid tonight. I hope they leave a few bits of the player in town.
There's only one word to say about this, Bob.
Not a word, Jim. A sound. Crutch! He's on him now, like a halfling on a hot dinner. That'll help the player move without risk. Dislodge the ball from that booster. You're in with a chance of turning this match on its head.
And it didn't come off. Does the coach realize the odds are against him?
Does he care?
The team has possession. They've got the advantage, but there is no sure thing in Blood Bowl. Unity is strength.
Push the stronger player back. That'll do.
No man. It's the end of the first half. Will the slaves be punished? So, none of the knockout players seem to have awoken in time for the next down. That must be one heck of a dream they're having. And the apoth wanders in. Uncertain weather. I see some illegal doctors hired for this match. I don't want to know why they can't practice anymore.
Safety in numbers. He's coming to help his buddy. That's gonna hurt.
Kiroth Krakeneye has said that all his players are treated on equally bad footing.
Never trust an elf who starts talking about equality. Krakeneye's the worst liar in the old world. Won't leave it alone anytime soon.
They're not dead. Yet. Oh, that's a good. Now, can they capitalize on this? Enemy's close. Will it make a difference?
He's following up, hoping to get the knockdown next time.
Got the advantage, but there is no sure thing in Blood Bowl. The players arrive to assist their teammate. How are they going to catch or run with a ball if they're constantly writhing around on the ground? Players surrounded, Bob. Any advice?
Violence, Jim. It's the only answer. That's Good choice for this play. Now as free as a fart in a thunderstorm.
They zagged, and they should have seen me. They're attacking the ball carrier, Bob.
I know, Jim. We're watching the same match as you. Not that, you western git.
Going to be decisive.
He's now as free as a fart in a thunderstorm.
Realize the odds are against him?
Does he care? You know, at some point, one of us should be able to pick up the ball. It's a ball, not an oiled snotling for Nuffle's sake.
He's close. Will it make a difference? Really did fly.
Oh, too easy.
A blind, incontinent halfling could have avoided that tackle. Very nice moves.
Oh dear.
I hope that player has written a will, Bob.
Written? Players can barely speak, Jim, let alone write. And you should know, you've interviewed enough of them.
Oh dear! Is that a good tackle or a bad dodge? He's close. Will it make a difference? That player was about to get punched above and below at the same time.
He's following up, hoping to get the knockdown next time. good choice for this play. This dude, the attacker, smells weakness. That's it. Force him back and then pow!
That's why I love this game.
I wouldn't want to be in that player's boots.
Zone, and according to Nuffle's sacred text, we have a touchdown!
Wakey wakey! One team's got some early knockouts back.
What's the point? They want to fight 1 against 11? And there's the apothecary. Some say they know best. But I'm not so sure about him. A really popular team does not get trampled by spectators. Shameful.
What's going on? They can't run, they can't hit each other too. Useless kids.
That player's a little short. Oh no, my mistake. He's on the ground.
Goblins got them. That's not a bad thing. If they want to, goblins can be really hard to get a hold of.
Was about to get punched above and below the belt at the same time. The winning team went touchdown crazy, and there was nothing the losing squad could do.